Let's talk about 5 skills that they don't teach you in accounting school, but which you really need. Young accountants, come closer. Let's talk. It is not everything they teach you in accounting school. There are some essential skills that you need, and that's what I want to talk about today. So if you think that being a great accountant is all about debit, credit, knowing what to debit, knowing what to credit, preparing T accounts, preparing financial statements, preparing journals, trial balances, and all of that, or carrying out ratio analysis, telling us this revenue dipped by 8% and all that. Anybody can do that. In fact, anybody with a calculator or who can use Excel can simply see that there's a change between the revenue of last year and the revenue of this year. That's not a big deal. So, in fact, there are so many softwares that can do that faster and more accurately. Okay? The difference, what makes you valuable, is telling them why it happened. Don't tell us that revenue dipped by 8%. Anybody can do that. Tell us why it happened. Then you become very valuable. That's the difference. So I'm going to explain to you 5 skills that they don't teach you in accounting school, but which you need to be a great accountant. And it is not debit and credit. So if you're ready, let's do it. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is translating numbers into a story. You see, figures. There are so many figures. So the first skill is turning numbers into a story that anyone can understand. Accountants prepare financial statements for users. Many of them are not accountants. So if you're going to give them what they can use, you should be able to communicate it in a way that they understand very well. So put your information in a story that anyone can understand. Don't use jargons. Don't use accounting jargons. You won't communicate to them. You will only piss them off. So anyone can pull a report, as I said before, and say revenue is down by 8%. But when you explain why it happened, then you become very valuable. Okay? Was it a customer you lost? Did you lose a client? Was it a pricing issue? What does it mean? And how do you fix it going forward? So what happens next? This is the story that users want to hear. So as accounting shift from preparing reports to reviewing and interpreting, you know that preparing report now is gradually going away in accounting. Softwares can do that, can prepare, but you review. Softwares are robots. You are the human. You come with judgment. You review, okay, and you interpret. So this is now your core job, and you must brace up to do it. So the person who says, here's what changed, and here's what to do about it, or in plain language, that is the person who gets a seat at the table. Literally in the boardroom is the guy that is invited to sit in the boardroom. So how do you build a skill? Next time you finish a report, force yourself to write a 3-sentence summary of it in plain language, no jargon at all. That is the muscle that you are training. You are training the muscle that will help you to know how to translate numbers into stories that users understand. Okay? So that is skill number 1. Learn how to translate those numbers into a story. Translate the numbers into a story. That's a huge skill. If you have that skill, I tell you, you'll be valuable. You'll be invited into the boardroom. Trust me. Next skill that I want you to acquire. Next skill is business judgment, not just compliance. So most times we are consumed with complying with this standard, IFRS, IAS, ISSB standards, all of this. Before you talk about the gaps, before you talk of legal taxation rules, we're always complying. Now, don't just comply. Invest in business judgment. Okay? Compliance is what tells us what the rule is. Judgment is what tells us what to actually do with it. So two accountants can look at the exact same numbers and give completely different advice. Okay? Because one of them understands the business behind the numbers. That's what I want you to do. I want you to understand the business behind the numbers, the industry, the client goals, the risk tolerance. Okay, understand that. So that's what sets these two people apart. One understands the industry, the client's goals, the risk tolerance of his client. The other is just complying. So know that. This is why soft skills like problem solving and evaluating context are becoming just as important as technical accuracy. They are what actually separates a human accountant from a script. So how do you build a skill? This is how you do it. Don't just record transactions. Always ask yourself, why did this happen? And what would I recommend for at least one thing that you touch each week? Do that every week. Ask yourself, why did this happen? And what would I recommend? Ask yourself that. Even if nobody's asking you to do it, make sure you build this muscle. It is a muscle for your survival and your progress. Okay, next skill number 3. Tech and data fluency. Very, very important. So this does not mean that you are becoming a programmer. You are an accountant. You are not a programmer. It means that you are becoming comfortable enough with the tools and not intimidated by them. So are you intimidated by accounting software? When you look at all those buttons that you see, are you intimidated by them? You need to become comfortable with them. Become tech savvy. Become fluent in tech and data when you do this. If you have all the knowledge, but you are intimidated by AI or you are intimidated by accounting software tools, there's a huge gap for you. So you need to become comfortable with them. Become fluent in using them. They should just be like tools. They are not bigger than you. They are tools that you need. You use them and you discard them. You are the real asset. So this means understanding how your accounting software's automation actually works. Don't just use it. Understand how it works. Be able to pull and interpret data from dashboards. Know enough about AI tools to use them without blindly trusting them. Okay? AI makes lots of mistakes. AI hallucinates. You are the expert. So when you are comfortable using it, when you master using it, when you become very fluent in the use of these softwares, when AI hallucinates, you know. When AI makes mistakes, you know. Okay? So you don't just trust AI blindly. Okay? So firms are actively looking for this because they know that AI makes mistakes and AI will always state that AI makes mistakes. So the number of accounting job listings requiring AI-related skills has nearly doubled just the past year. So firms, multinationals are looking for people with this skill. People who are accountants and they are fluent in tech and data processing, data analysis. People who are not intimidated by AI and other accounting softwares. They are not intimidated. People who will not just trust AI blindly, but will be able to check AI step by step all the way. Big firms are looking for people like that. So become fluent. It's a huge skill. So how do you build this skill? You pick one tool in your current software that you've never used. Pick one tool. Just go and look at one tool in the current accounting software you are using. Pick a tool that you have never used from the dashboard. Maybe a report builder, an automation rule, and spend 30 minutes actually exploring it this week. This is how you build it. So do that, and I want you to comment. I want to know what you're doing. Tell me that this is the one you are doing this week. Skill number 4 that they don't teach you in accounting school, but which you definitely need, is called problem solving under ambiguity. Okay, when something is ambiguous, it's not clear. It is subject to various interpretations. So how do you solve problem in that area? Problem solving when there isn't a clear rule is a treasured skill to have when everybody is confused, because the rule that exists is ambiguous. You step in as the problem solver, then that's a huge skill. Textbook accounting has an answer for everything. Real accounting often doesn't. A weird transaction, a client who did something unusual, numbers that don't reconcile for no obvious reasons. You tried everything in the book and it's still not reconciling. So be the guy who solves the problem. Train yourself. So the accountants who thrive are the ones comfortable saying, I don't know yet, but here's how I'll figure it out. You have a systematic approach to solving problems under ambiguity. You don't know what the problem is, but you can reassure your client or your employer that you have a pattern, you have an approach to solving such problems. So you're going to figure it out. People they are looking for people like you. Don't just freeze up and start guessing. No, don't do that. This is a skill you build through reps, not through a textbook. Okay? It is not built from textbook. So how do you build the skill? When you hit something confusing, resist Googling the answer immediately. Don't Google. Spend 10 minutes reasoning through it yourself first. You are training judgment, not just recall. That's how you train the skill. Don't just rush to Google it. No, don't rush to do that. Let your brain work. Okay? Next skill that you need, the fifth skill, is client and stakeholder communication. Very, very key. Learn how to communicate with actual humans, clients, employers, managers, non-finance colleagues who don't speak the language of accounting. When you speak with them, don't use jargons. Don't use accounting jargons for them. So being able to explain a variance to a nervous business owner, push back diplomatically on a manager's number, or present findings clearly in a meeting is what turns you from the person who does the books into the person whose opinion matters. So how do you build this skill? How do you build it? Practice explaining one accounting concept per week. Look at one accounting concept, maybe going concern. Explain it to someone with zero finance background. Pick something like materiality. Pick it, explain it to someone who has zero knowledge in accounting and finance. As you are doing it, you are building the skill. Explain it in simple language. Explain it to a trader. Explain it to a simple artisan. Don't confuse them. Don't use accounting jargon. Explain it in a language they understand. When you do that, you are building the skill. Okay? So explain to a friend, explain to a family member. If they get it, then you have got it. If you enjoy this class, I want you to share this with someone, and I want you to follow Finance Simplifier. Every other week, in fact, almost every other day, we bring fresh videos, fresh topics that will help you to become a better accountant and a better finance practitioner. So don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe. And turn on the notification button. If you find any accounting topic confusing, write it in the comment section so I can see it, and maybe I'll make the next video about it.